Welcome back, folks, to another episode of Against the Odds. I'm your host, Chewy Rivas. Today we got JJ here at the office, here at the studio. We're going to learn about how he started, how he got here, and what's his next project. So without further ado, thanks for being here, JJ. I appreciate you, and let's freaking get it, my boy.
That's right, man. Let's get going. Let's get gallivanting.
I love it, man. Tell us about who is JJ? How did he get here? Tell us all about it, man.
Whoa. Do you have enough time for that? Anyway, let's see here. Back in August 29th, 1978 is when no, I was just kidding. We won't go that far.
I was like, oh, boy. That's...
Yeah. No, so, we've been doing the Iowa Gallivant since 2014. Started out as like a family scrapbooking project that I put on WordPress. That seemed like the easiest thing to do. And so it turned from family scrapbooking project to travel blog to the conglomerate that you see now. It's really exploded. So yeah.
How many views do you have right now?
Oh God. Like reels, from our videos and reels. So the four platforms we work on the most: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. And we're in the hundreds of millions. I mean, just hundreds of. When we did 99 pork tenderloins, we went to each county, and even before we did 99 pork tenderloins, I've been to all 99 counties multiple times, but even before that. So we just kind of basically revisited them all. So just on 99 pork tenderloins alone, we had over 250 million views across our platforms. Wow. Just on that alone. So, you can do the math on the rest. Or maybe we can't do the math. I haven't looked it up in a long time. So, it's up there.
It's got to be almost 1 billion, man.
Yeah, we're getting up there. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yep.
That's awesome. So, how did you start? How'd you get it? So, you say you started as a scrapbook with your family, and then... Yep. And then what did you do before you got into it? Did you have a full-time job?
Yeah.
What were you doing there?
So for over 20 years, I worked in the restaurant industry. I worked in the hospitality industry. I was a chef for a little while. I worked as a bartender. I worked in restaurants, resorts, guest ranches, things like that. And I was a very proud lunch lady right before we started doing the Iowa Gallivant. So I managed a kitchen at the local junior high in Iowa City. At Southeast, and the kids started calling me the bearded lunch lady, which I really liked, actually. So I thought that was pretty funny. So funny, also I would sub around other schools too, working in the a kindergartner calls you a lunch lady, you're not going to argue with them. So that was one of the reasons why the Iowa Gallivant was able to succeed, is because in that kind of atmosphere, I got all the breaks. When my kids were off of school, I was off, so we were able to travel around, that's how we got the Iowa Gallivant to move. And then after being a lunch lady, I started seeing, I started noticing the paraeducators come in with the special ed students. And I noticed how they would be progressing through the school year, and I was really impressed by that. So then I became a paraeducator in special ed. So I did that for 7-8 years before just finally making the decision to truly focus on this way more than anything else. So but every now and then I'll sub.
Do you still sub?
Every now and then I'll sub in the special ed program, mostly because I miss my coworkers more than anything. I really like working with the kids, so it's more therapeutic for me.
But no, so you were a full. That's good, lunch lady with a beard, right? For how many years? You said 12, 8.
I did that. I did that. I did the para-educating thing for about 7 years, I believe, and then 7-8 years maybe, and then I did the lunch lady thing for about 2 or 3 years, 3-4 years, something like that. So okay. I used to know.
So what finally was like, all right, JJ, I'm done being the lunch lady. I'm done. being the busboy, bartender, whatever, and let's go all in, baby.
Yeah, it was like so for one thing,
And when were you scared, nervous?
well, yeah, so I went from working. So I went from the restaurant industry to I worked for I started a marketing program for a national burrito chain. If they want to advertise with you, I'll say their name on your show.
What is it? What is
Pancheros.
it? Pancheros. Oh wow.
We started the burrito relations
Really?
grassroots marketing system there. So they actually got it trademarked. So why I should have got it trademarked. Darn it. I wasn't thinking on that one. So so I went from working in restaurants and resorts and things like that to doing marketing for them. And when we would say things like, if I were to go into your office and say I'm Jay Goodvin, local marketing coordinator, I have you half asleep. But if I walk into your office and say I'm JJ with Burrito Relations, I got your attention.
Yeah.
Yeah,
heck yeah.
So that's when we started doing that for them, and then that's when I was working a lot in the restaurant industry, and then with them, obviously. A lot of time away from my family, and then this opportunity came with the school district, and my wife was kicking butt in her jobs and things like that. So we decided to take that path, and I can be with the family a little bit more. So
what's she do?
She does work. She works with a lot of families with children that have special needs as well, like behavioral issues. Sure. and things like that, and special ed and stuff like that. So special needs, I should say.
Cool.
So yeah.
So where do you live now?
Well, we live in Iowa City.
Okay.
So I grew up in Iowa City. I'm born in Marshalltown, half of my childhood in Marion, over by Cedar Rapids, and then half of it in Iowa City. And then in the late 90s, I left Iowa City and started basically a culinary quest, and traveled all over the country and worked a lot of places. And most of them were seasonal. So like I would usually go back to Arizona for 8 or 9 months out of the year and then go get a summer job. And then, so I would, I lived in and worked in the Sonoran Desert of Arizona, Cape Cod, Massachusetts, the Florida Keys, Black Hills of South Dakota, Austin, Texas,
Jeez.
Livingston, Montana. I had a Livingston, Montana address where I worked, but it was in the mountains, literally in the crazy mountain range. Wow. So a lot of times, like, they actually reference that mountain range a lot in the Yellowstone show. If you watch a lot of the B-roll in Yellowstone, looks like the places where I used to live. And actually, like if you ever see the movie A River Runs Through It with Brad Pitt, one of the fishing scenes was filmed not while I was working there. One of the fishing scenes was filmed nearby. And so, like, I think it was like you were anywhere from like 45 minutes to 3 months from town, depending on what time of year it was, because like at a certain part of the year, if you didn't get out in time, you were staying at the ranch. You were you weren't getting out. I mean, with the snow. And then central Illinois, and then eventually back to Iowa.
What made you go all over was it just an itch or something?
Yeah, I love traveling. So there was no.
You love traveling.
There was no problem traveling for me, and you just go where the work is. And like I said, a lot of them it was like a seasonal work. So I worked at when I first left Iowa, I went to this place called Kale Bar, Guest Ranch in Wickenburg, Arizona. It's in the Sonoran Desert, and in the Bradshaw Mountain foothills. So
yeah, did you like it? What was cool about that?
I loved it. I absolutely loved it. I was right in the middle of the desert, and this is before social media. The internet was basically just kicking off, and so I wasn't really Googling a lot of stuff.
Sure.
And when the owners on the phone, they hired me, they said, we're right on the banks of the Hassayampa River. So I was all excited about that. So I made sure to get my fishing equipment with me. And when I got there, I realized that Hassayampa was a Native American term for upside down river. So the only time there was water that was going by by our guest ranches during monsoon season. So about 20 miles downstream was where the Hacienda actually came up, and it looked like almost like an oasis. That was pretty cool. But so that's when I started like gold panning. Yeah. So and actually like I joke around. Well, I'm not really joking, I guess, but I've said before that I want to be. I want my ashes to go where my gold is, because I found like what they call placer gold, and I know exactly where it's at on the Hacienda, which is, it's probably not there anymore with all the monsoons and anything. Sure. But placer gold is little tiny chips that are coming off of a nugget somewhere. I never found that nugget.
You never found it?
No. So basically just throw my ashes with my gold, and then when the monsoon comes, it'll take me where I'm supposed to go. So
then you'll find it then. Probably you'll find that gold nugget then.
Yeah, and then then from there I went to let's see here. That's when I went to Livingston, Montana, the 63 guest ranch, way out in the middle of the mountains, and yeah, it was high elevation. Really remote place. And
what'd you do there?
I was cook.
Oh, you're the cook.
Yeah, I was a cook at the Kale Bar, and a cook and a lot of times it's these it's these networks of people you get. I had a good rapport with the chef at the Kale Bar in Wickenburg, and she called me out of the blue and said, "I need help up in Montana," and then I was just sitting around. I'm like, "Yeah, all right." I was working at a bar in a kitchen. I'm like, yeah, in Iowa City. I'm like, "Yeah, I'll go to Montana. Let's go." So I packed up my car and moved to Montana for a little while. So, yep. And then I took a job at a place back down in Wickenburg called Rancho de los Caballeros, and that's probably the place it is the place that set me on the path to becoming like a serious cook. They would my friend Bear and friend Doug would laugh. They heard me say that. Becoming a serious cook, hearing those words come out of my mouth, but that was the path. That was truly the path that put me on. So that was a wild place.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh boy. Wow. Sorry. That's so then you were a cook there, Montana. Mm-hmm. Then you got married, I'm assuming, after all this, or you were married at the time?
I eventually would meet my future wife at Rancho de los Caballeros.
Oh, that's where you met her?
Yeah. But that was a number of years later, because like I would go on the road, come back, go on the road, come back, and then
she was here in Iowa City?
No, so she's originally from Texas. This is where it gets really confusing. She's originally from Texas.
Oh.
And she was working with the kids program in the at Rancho de los Caballeros. And so, like, people pay basically to be a cowboy for like a week, and they pay a lot of money to do it. And so they obviously
bring a lot of money.
Yeah, they'll obviously bring their kids with them and stuff like that. And so she would run the kid program and things like that. So I met her there, and I was just like one of the cooks too. So we eventually.
What line did you use? Did you use a pickup line, or what'd you do?
Yeah, I think it was like something like are you just going to leave that there for me to clean up or something like that? Or something like, yeah. No, it's just we just hit it off, like,
really?
And so I'm sure there was a Deadpool going around the kitchen, of like how long we were going to last, and I think there was some side bets and like
how many
how many
months?
How many months? Yeah, yeah. I don't know if anybody had it over a year though.
No.
So we got them all though.
You hit the over. You hit the over on that.
And then we were eventually married at the Bellagio in Vegas, which was not far from the Wickenburg guest ranch. So
Bellagio's nice.
But so it's so like I met her after I'd been on that kind of circuit throughout the country for a while, because before I met her I had already traveled to Montana, Massachusetts, Florida Keys, things like that. And, it's like when you're working with people in that atmosphere, that seasonal sort of thing, you tend to get. It seems like you get closer to them, or you get close to them in like a different way than like you say like with friends like you grow up with. You know, like, and I said this in another podcast too. Is like, there's a great meme that came out a few years ago. It's like there was one day where you met up with all your friends when you were a kid for the last time and you didn't realize it. But like when you're in these situations, when you're working seasonally, you know that this job is done in 6 or 8 months. You know it, and so so it's really interesting that last week, that last 2 weeks, or that last month, that last day, you're all together. You know you're not going to see everybody you might see some people again, but not, but you know that you're never going to see some of these people for the rest of your life. And this was before social media.
Right.
You know, we were still writing, we still had calling cards. That was the coolest gift. Like, what do you want for Christmas? Just give me a calling card, 110 minutes, And some people think that's crazy. I'm like, yeah, I'd call people on calling cards all the time. It's the best. I wanted stamps and calling cards and envelopes.
Wow. As
my gift. For Christmas every year, like, because I was still writing people and I was still calling people on regular phone landlines. But
so the quality of time with these people that only you work with is a lot higher. You take that
right,
not for granted.
You tend to share probably more than you would you normally would. You wait things out longer with other people, and then but in these situations, it's like you don't really have you live in the moment way more,
right?
And
that's it, man. That's what a lot of people miss.
You're working with them, you're living with them, you're eating with them, and you're hanging out with them.
Yeah.
And it can drive you nuts. You could fall in love pretty easily. You can go crazy. People seriously. I've seen people just go absolutely batshit nuts.
Well, like what? Like
because they're just in this situation where they've never been in before.
Right.
They're like you're out in the middle of the desert, right?
Yeah.
And you came from maybe an urban area, and then you're not used to being, like I said, you're not used to working, rooming, and being with the same people. Basically 24 hours a day.
Yeah.
And some people just go batty.
Bonkers.
Yeah, they just but other people really adapt to it well, like I did. So, like the bunkhouse in Montana, that was, that we were all just stuffed in there like sardines. We didn't even have a TV.
Jeez.
We just had our music, our CDs and things like that, and we every night when we got off work, we were playing cards, board games, listening to music, having a good time, and it just and we just figured it out.
And then
out there in the mountains,
the good old times before technology is what
you're saying. In Cape Cod, sometimes you'd put your thumb out on the road and hitchhike to a beach. Usually some rich kid in a convertible would say, "Where you want to go?" And that's just the way you did it, man.
Yeah, it's good old days, right?
Yeah. So that's a great Ed Helms. One of the best lines in TV history is the last episode of The Office when Ed Helms, his character is Andy.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, he goes, I wish there was a way of knowing you're in the good old days. Yeah. But you kind of, you actually kind of get that when you're in ththose situations. You kind of know that you're in the good old days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish we knew when we're in the good old days, right?
Yeah.
That's a big, powerful statement, though. Mm-hmm. It's true, though. And, nowadays, kids are on their computers or laptops or tech.
And now I've kind of reconnected thanks to social media with a lot of those people I used to work with, where cool. I thought I'd never see them again.
That's so cool, man. You guys, that's freaking cool. Yeah. So, there is pros, I guess, right? Pros and cons. When did you decide to just keep doing your Iowa Gallivant? When was that day, and what made you do it? And
we were onto something, man. We especially with small towns.
How did it start? How did it start? Tell us.
So. I was going through WordPress, and we didn't have a social media presence. I had my personal Facebook page. That was it. Okay. We didn't have any social media presence with the Iowa Gallivant at all. And I clicked on this thing that said stats. I know what stats are. But I'm like, what is this? And there's this unique view thing. I'm like, we were getting tens of thousands of unique views on our blog.
Really?
And it was mostly small towns that we were talking about. And I'm like, we are onto something. And we always say, make them hungry and homesick on social media, because what we realize, make them hungry and homesick. Because what we realize too is, the folks that, especially when it comes to like towns like Fort Dodge or small towns and things like that, when you have when we'd write about them or post about them, people were psyched that their hometown is getting talked about.
Yeah.
So they shared the crap out of it. And then there's the people that moved away and said, "Oh my God, my hometown! I've been telling my coworkers and friends like about my hometown for 20 years."
Yeah.
And then they share like crazy. And then there's the people who are like, "Where is this town?" And they're like, "I never heard of this." Click, 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 click. So there's the intrigue of that. And so, and then like when somebody has moved away and they see like their favorite restaurant is still open, or a restaurant they remember, they're like, "Oh my God!" And you see in our comments a lot about like, "Oh my God, I miss this place so much. Oh, I haven't been there in years, and oh, I have to come back now." When you make them hungry and homesick on social media, your content is flying.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. That was great. Way to hit stats, man.
That's right, man.
See, all I took was a bud.
That's
so then
right.
you were like, all right, now we're on to something here.
Oh, yeah.
And then...
nobody moves content better than small town Iowa. I'm telling you right now.
True. I believe it.
Nobody does it better.
You're right.
Yep.
And then, so then you started doing this in 2014, I believe. Is that right?
Yep.
And then you've just taken off. And if you've visited, I think, 99 counties, all of them, obviously.
Multiple times, too.
What town has completely shocked you and made you say, how does nobody know about this place?
Oh, man. Well, the small town that really had us take off back in 2014, where we were getting massive amount of clicks, was Sebula.
Sebula?
Yeah, it's in Jackson County. It's on the Mississippi River, and it's the Iowa's only island city. So yeah, and it is an island, and people were like, "What?" and like people, because it was the intrigue. Like, Iowa's got an island city, so people were just clicking the hell out of that.
Yeah.
And then the people, it's like a town of only 700 people, so the people that lived there were like, "Oh my God, yeah!" They loved it because people were really intrigued by it.
Yeah.
And so they love the publicity. And this was a travel blog. We weren't even doing videos back then. We didn't really start doing videos until, gosh, I want to say like 2016, 17 maybe.
Okay.
So 2016 is when I would say we really broke out. But other towns too, like Keokuk. Keokuk is another river town there on the Mississippi. And, it's like what I wrote in the travel blog too. It's like, hey, I'll be completely honest. You're going to get there and you're going to realize their economic powerhouse days were long ago. You can tell right away.
Really?
But it's one of those towns where people are still saying, you know what, I'm going to try to thrive here. I'm going to open my business here. I'm going to, it's in a very historically important city.
Really?
In the grand scheme of things, they actually thought that when they were originally planning Keokuk, they thought it was going to get as big as Chicago, because that's when we were still using the river systems way more than we are now. Because you have the Des Moines River, which flows all over Iowa. So that was basically our main highway system in Iowa. And then you had the Mississippi confluencing with the Mississippi and the Missouri River nearby. So those are the Missouri and Mississippi were basically our interstate systems when it came to trade. So naturally they thought it was just going to be huge. And it was a pretty big town for the time. It's a really important Civil War town. We have a national cemetery there. The Howard Hughes family plot is in the local cemetery there. He's not there, but so the history that really intrigued me. I knew Keokuk was always there, and we finally dove into it. That really got that because I love history.
Yeah,
I absolutely love history.
I do too. Yeah. You know something about history?
What's that?
You know something about history? You only have to learn it one time. It doesn't change.
That's right. That's right. So, and Keokuk is just loaded with history, haunted, Civil War, just truly important medical history. You think it's one of the most important towns in the state of Iowa for sure.
Oh, I didn't know that thing existed. Where's it by?
No, it's clear southeast corner of Iowa. You can't get any more southeast. So, like you look at the map and you have it almost looks like a peninsula kind of just dangling there in the southeast corner. That's Keokuk.
Okay.
And then right upstream is Fort Madison, just as, it's, so like Dubuque and Fort Madison. So Dubuque said their motto is like where Iowa began or started. It's something like, basically Dubuque is like the first incorporated city in Iowa. Good. So they can call themselves like where Iowa started or whatever. However, some folks in Fort Madison kind of have an argument to that because the actual Fort Madison it wasn't a city, but the fort was there before. So there's kind of like this thing like, wait, did we start Iowa or? It's like no. If you guys might want to talk this out.
Not officially, right?
Yeah, and it's in Lee County where Fort Madison and Keokuk are. We actually have 99 counties, but we have 100 county seats. Because Fort Madison and Keokuk are both considered the county seat for Lee County.
Huh.
So, yeah.
I didn't know that.
There you go. Sheesh. Yeah. It's a good thing I came in.
Yeah. I'm learning all sorts of stuff today.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this there, JJ. What's the best meal you've had in Iowa that nobody outside that town really knows about?
Oh, geez. Well, so you kind of have to narrow that down. Like best, like, well, okay, here we go. No, I can say it. So a lot of times I'm better like when you say, what's the best spaghetti or the best lo mein or the best tacos or whatever. But I would say pound for pound, I would say the best meal I had was at the Fireside Steakhouse and Lounge in Anthon, Iowa. Anthon.
Tell us about that.
That's
man.
in Woodbury County.
That sounds good.
Just east of Sioux City, but then again, everything is east of Sioux City. That's right on the river as well. Woodbury County is a huge county, but it's in the middle of it. And small town. I don't have the data to back this up, but they might have the biggest Freedom Rock I've seen there in Anthon. It's huge. But getting back to the Fireside, we were doing this thing called the T-Bone Trail with Western Iowa Tourism. This would have been back in 2021 when we were there first. And they just kind of rolled out the red carpet. There was a big group of us that were there, some cattlemen. Earlier that day, we went to the Wagyu farmers, Wagyu farmers farm. And they grilled up steaks there right at the farm.
No way.
Yeah, dude. So the steaks that we were eating were just mooing on that farm. Who knows how many days before. So, and so.
No pun intended.
Yeah. No, total pun intended. But then later that day we went to the Fireside and oh gosh! So we started. The guys, as an appetizer, they put down one of those tomahawk ribeye steaks
as an appetizer.
Sheesh. And there was a group of us, so it was like I started slicing that up for everybody, and then we had another appetizer come out with their steak tips and things like that. They had a huge classic. It wasn't huge, but it was pretty good size salad bar. All the fresh stuff with a great beef and vegetable soup, and just a classic Midwest salad bar. And then, of course, we all got steaks to go with our steak and our steak tips that we had earlier. And so, yeah, we were all getting some pretty good meat sweats out of that meal.
I bet.
So,
medium rare or rare? What kind of meat? How do you like it?
Yeah, and then you automatically get like this little ramekin of ice cream.
Oh,
so yeah, it's.
How do you like your steak? Medium rare, rare.
If they insist on having me order it, the way I like it, I will usually say medium rare. But what I like to do is tell the server like however the cook would eat it at home.
Okay.
It usually comes out perfect.
Oh.
Yeah, and
I like that idea.
And it takes the pressure off of them too.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like,
Smart.
I'm going to cook it the way I want.
I love that.
So, and I've never had it come out like overdone or underdone. Never.
Wow.
No, but
That's good. That's
I
good
mean,
advice.
it could happen. I mean, I guess it could happen. Like, because if somebody goes, I mean, you would never, because I worked in the restaurant industry for a long time. Usually you wouldn't have somebody on the charbroiler, doing steaks who does not like meat. You know what I mean? Usually it's somebody who's just likes that stuff just as much as a person ordering it.
Yeah.
So very rarely would you have a vegetarian go, "Oh, I'm going to burn the crap out of this." And so it's always worked well for me. What's funny is when you're with somebody and it makes them nervous. Like, what you're just going to order it like that? I'm like, yeah. They're like, what if it comes out the way? I'm like, I'll eat. You'll be fine. Just chill. All right.
It's a calculated risk.
Yeah, we're all a bunch of Fonzies here.
Yeah. It sounds like it's a calculated risk for you. Mm-hmm. How do you like spicy food?
Yeah, I like spicy food. I don't like hot food. There's a difference.
Oh.
I want to be able to taste the food. I don't want to have to hot food is when all you can taste is the heat. Really? Like someone has it's like the Carolina Reaper or something I whatever.
Not a fan.
No, because that's all you can taste is the heat. I want to be able to taste. I like spicy food. Like you go to Indian restaurants and things like that, or Thai, some Mexican places, and I want to be able to taste what I'm eating.
Sure.
And also like I can say that about not just about spicy food, but about barbecue too, and other things. Sometimes you can only taste the smoke, and it really annoys me.
Okay, it's like
you know what I mean. Like why did we order all this food when all I had to do was just stick my head in the smoker for a little while and breathe? It's just like that's when you have a really good pit master, when you can still taste the meat on the ribs and the brisket. You still get all that great juicy flavor, but still taste the seasoning, and where the seasoning and the smoke help it.
Right.
But if that's all you can taste is that rub or the smoke. Or even the barbecue sauce, then it's just like, what are we doing here? Yeah. It's just So
you don't like what about blazing wings? Would you eat those?
I'd give them a shot.
Give them a shot. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, funny you say that.
Oh, is that what you're setting me up for here?
I don't know. I'm just asking. But we might. We might. You know what? We are actually setting this up. For some blazing wings.
Okay,
right now.
Gotcha. Right on.
And I don't like hot stuff, but our production manager said this would be a good thing to do. So we're gonna have one.
You got the Buffalo Wild Wings going on here.
Buffalo
all right.
Wings. I'll let you grab a couple.
All right.
Put them in the tray there.
Okay. All right.
We'll do it together.
Chewy does not like spicy food.
You don't?
Hate it.
You hate it?
I hate it. But I'm going to do this with you because this is part of our episode.
Okay.
And this is going to be...
You
got some napkins?
Macy, why don't you grab some?
Okay, gotcha. Right on.
Oh, man, This is crazy. Trust me, I'm not a fan of this, but... Take them.
Are you a drummy or a flat guy?
I'm a drummy. What are you?
Okay. I like the drummies too.
It don't matter. I'm not gonna, like you said, I won't be able to taste this.
I totally messed up on that one.
Oh boy.
Oh yeah, those are up there.
Oh fudge. I don't know about this.
I just licked my fingers. Those are up there, man.
Fudge, man. Well, we got about 4 questions to get through, and then we should be good. But
woo! All right. So yeah,
oh my god! All right, let's do this, brother.
Oh, we're gonna do it right now.
Well, we're gonna start.
Well,
get this out of the way.
When I tell people,
oh my god,
like restaurant owners and stuff like that, is like don't be afraid of how your flavors. Like if somebody says it's too spicy, it's too garlicky, it's too cilantro-y, it's too peppery or whatever it is. If you like it, go with it. Don't start messing around. Don't apologize for it. Just say like, well, sorry you didn't. Well, you can say sorry you didn't like it or whatever, but don't start messing around with your recipes and things like that.
Because one person don't like it.
Yeah, because what if I hear somebody say, hey, that was too. It was okay, but it was a little spicy. I'm like, oh yeah. Or if somebody says, it was good, but it was a lot of garlic. Some people are like, oh yeah. When you're saying the flavors. What you don't want to hear is it was bland.
Yeah, true.
You know, that's
True.
what you don't want to hear that. I'm not going if somebody said I was bland.
Yeah, you're
you know,
right.
it was
You're
like,
right.
you don't want to get that reputation of being boring.
Right.
But just don't apologize for your flavors. All right, so
I love that. All right.
So
cheers. We're gonna have
All
one.
right.
Oh my god, this is crazy, bro. All right, cheers. Let's try this.
What are these again?
Blazing wings.
So did you see a bunch of our videos from the Adirondack Mountains in upstate New York? We did a bunch of wings.
Oof, no.
Chewy, come on, man. Hang with me, buddy.
Woo! This is hot.
Yeah, you sound like Ric Flair right there.
Woo!
Woo!
Ooh, it's hot, dude. I ain't gonna lie.
Ah, those are
Not
up
my
there.
thing. This is not my thing. This is not my thing, bro.
I think Chewy needs a fish tank to put his head in. Yeah. You're feeling it, aren't you?
Yeah, man. It's not good. I'll give you one more. That's it.
All right.
Oh my god. Ooh. Maybe.
Yeah.
Can't believe we're doing this live or on the podcast.
Yeah, we did a bunch of wing
I gotta
videos
go.
in
I gotta
upstate
go.
New York.
I'll be right back.
All right. Is he going to finish those?
Bryce, follow him.
I don't recommend that. Oh. Wow, we're almost done. Not really. That's bullcrap.
Here, take some celery and such.
Oh man, I'll just have one more of this.
Do you have any milk in the studio?
No.
Yeah.
I got lots of. Do you need more water?
Yeah.
All right, that was fun. All right, I'm done. These guys, man, they can do whatever they want. JJ, let me ask you a question. Who has been the most unforgettable person you've ever met in your journey so far?
Oh, wow. Yeah, so it's funny. I was just talking to another friend about him. My friend Doug.
Doug?
Yeah, he passed away about, I want to say 15 years ago. No, let's see here. Yeah, probably 15, 16 years ago, maybe.
Yeah, sorry to hear that, man.
Oh, yeah, he was one of my best friends. So, yeah, he was really impactful person on my life. So, yeah, definitely Doug, without a doubt. He was one of the chefs who trained me.
Okay.
Quite insane. Which he'd be okay with me saying that.
Yeah, but aren't all chefs like that?
Absolutely.
The good ones? The good ones?
I worked with a pastry chef in Florida who his nickname was Psycho, and he would refer to himself as Psycho. So yeah, his
Really?
name was Mike, but it was Psycho. So pastry chef.
Pastry. Oh wow.
You never pissed off the pastry chef or the breakfast chef.
Really?
Or breakfast cook. Those are the two people you never wanted to cover for. If the pastry chef flaked out on you, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
Especially if there's a wedding coming up, you got to. What are you going to do for the wedding cake? What are you going to do for the croissants? What are you going to do? I mean, the breakfast. Oh God, there's nothing worse than when you're running a kitchen and you know the breakfast cook is really pissed off, and you're worried about them going to get really messed up the night before and not come in because you're like, oh, I know I'm gonna have to come in. You never piss off the breakfast cook, because if you piss him off, guess what? Who's going to be covering his shift or her shift? I worked with a woman named Candy, who was a breakfast cook, and she was really mean, but her name was Candy. No, Doug. His name was Doug, and yeah, he was one of the chefs I trained under in Arizona, and we were friends for a long time. And yeah, and when you lose a friend, it's different than when you lose a family member.
Yeah.
They can be both crushing. Don't get me wrong, but you kind of expect, especially older family members and your grandma, your parents, or whatever. You don't want them to die.
No.
But you don't befriend somebody and think like they're going to be gone someday.
Right.
You know, so when those things happen, it kind of gives you a jolt that you're not prepared for. You know, even if you know they're sick, you know, or if you know that they're on a bad path or whatever.
How did he pass? If you don't mind me asking.
He was in a bad situation mentally, and he just kind of just wasn't taking care of himself very well. So, and he just a lot of cooks and a lot of chefs. So one thing you don't really see a lot of is retirement parties for cooks and chefs.
Really, that's true.
Have you ever heard of one?
No. Wow.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my gosh, you're right.
You hear about bankers, insurance agents, teachers, things like that. I'm sure there are some retirement parties you see for celebrity chefs on TV and stuff like that, but well, I mean, even Anthony Bourdain, he didn't make it to 65.
You're right.
I won't get into
Details.
a lot of details, out of fairness to his family.
Sure.
That could be a whole nother podcast about Doug.
Yeah.
But I won't get into major details. But,
Sure.
So like I said, it's and that's just another thing too. Is it's a tough business. Even though I loved it, I missed the culture. But you work with a lot of people who you never worry about at work, but you really worry about them when they're not at work.
Wow.
So, and of course, Doug was one of those characters.
Sure.
So, and when he one of several characters I worked with like that, and so.
And let me ask you two bonus questions here. You have a book.
Yeah.
Tell us about your book real quick.
Rural Iowa Sausage. So, yeah. My grandfather owned a meat locker in Early, Iowa, which is not far from here, Sac County. He sold it before I was born, but he was like a ninja when he would like take the knives on the steel and, like before like Thanksgiving, carving the turkey and stuff like that. Yeah. He was one of the most, getting back to like one of the most inspiring and impactful person I've ever met in my travels. Yeah. He's definitely not someone I really met in my travels because he's my grandpa, but he's definitely up there. He's one of my heroes for sure. He'd be on my Mount Rushmore for sure.
Oh,
my grandpa Ray.
I love that.
So if you think of like the 4 people you would put on Mount Rushmore that impacted your life, he'd be probably George Washington.
Wow.
I'd probably have to put Doug further away from my grandpa. I don't know if they would get along.
Oh my gosh.
So he really inspired the book a lot. And back in the 1970s, we had over 400 meat lockers statewide. Now we're just north of 100.
Wow.
So
what's going on in them?
Well, a lot of regulations took hold, different ones. It's a tough business too. Yeah. So small towns where population was going down, so and people, one of the very few silver linings to COVID, people realized how vital these lockers were. And like when the big boys had to shut down, like Smithfield and Tyson and places like that, it really messed up the supply chain. And a lot of these current lockers became superstars all over again because they were taking in livestock and they were getting booked up for slaughter years in advance. And people want to know where like their meat's coming from. There's no better way to find out where your meat's coming from than a local locker.
True.
I mean, if you buy it, so like. And the revenue mileage goes a long way. So you can literally shake the hand of the person you're helping keep employed.
Yep, absolutely.
So and
we have one here in Fort Dodge. It's called Sawyer's Meats.
Yes, it's a good one too.
It's really good. I just got my ribeye from there.
There you go, man. That's good.
Their jerky's really good. And check them out, guys.
And the carbon footprint too. That doesn't take like the things coming in getting to slaughter and everything. So it doesn't it's being the meat's getting raised just a few miles away rather than being trucked in from hundreds of miles away.
True that, man. And yeah, check out Sawyer's Meats if you guys want some. I'm plugging
Yeah.
them in right now.
That's
They
right,
have
man.
no idea, but hopefully they
I
get more
recommend them
business.
too.
Yeah. And then last but not least, this is a big question of the day. You visited 99 counties. You went to 99 tenderloins. Who is the number one tenderloin you've had, and where was it?
That was at the Landmark Bistro in Grundy Center, Iowa. So,
wow.
yeah, that
Tell us
was
about it.
Yeah. Oh, it just hit. Yeah. And getting back to like the flavors, I could still taste the pork through the breading and through the seasoning. You know, so that's very important. And they had really good seasoning on it. The breading was just nice and crunchy, and of course the experience too. The staff was awesome. The restaurant was busy. That's always a good sign. And yeah, so the atmosphere, the experience, and of course the flavor of the tenderloin, they were just all on point.
Love it.
And they set the bar. I think that was, oh God, that was one of our earlier tenderloins too.
Wow.
So that was a front runner for a long time.
How do you grade them? How do you grade these?
Well, see, the thing is like, I don't have, like, a lot of people say I love your food reviews.
Yeah.
And I don't correct them if they say that.
Yeah.
But I do correct people if they say how, like if they're kind of being snarky. I actually don't do food reviews.
Right.
I don't do reviews because I think you have to have a scoring system. Right. And I don't besmirch anybody who's doing a scoring system. It's just my brain doesn't work that way.
Sure.
And I don't know the difference between an 8 and a 9. When it comes to biting into a sandwich, you know, I'm sorry, I don't. And that's what you're doing. That's fine. I'm out there for the splendor of travel. I work with a lot of organizations, communities, events, and things like that. And I travel a lot, and I love the restaurant industry. These are my people.
Yeah.
These are my people that I worked with for decades. I may not have worked with them directly, but they were definitely in my soul for, we're part of the same pirate ship,
right.
Just because I'm not in the kitchen anymore doesn't mean I'm not sympathizing with them.
You have respect for them.
Absolutely. So we're still in the same galley, and and I'm always going to be one of those old souls.
Love it.
And it's just because I'm not, tripping on the mats and taking out the garbage, 500 pounds of garbage a day, and putting my head in the sink, trying to fix a clog. It doesn't mean I don't, don't still sympathize with all that kind of stuff. Sure. Believe it or not, I miss that kind of stuff. You think about it. I love going to restaurants and sitting next to like the kitchen, because especially if I could hear the banter, like the common words that they're still using, like when like some 86 this, 86 that, or they're using slang words that I'm like, I'm still glad they're using those sort of things. It's just like, this is so great. I love it. So, but So, so that's one of the main reasons why we do it. I work with a lot with and it's tied in with a lot of agriculture stuff. So I've worked with Iowa Pork a lot, Oklahoma Pork, Iowa Egg Council, Iowa Beef, so Iowa Soybean, Western Iowa Tourism, Alabama Beaches. So we did a huge chicken wing thing up in the upper Adirondacks, like we talked about, upstate New York. So.
Sheesh.
Yeah. So
how many sponsors do you have right now?
Well, how
does that work?
So also working with Wimmer's Hot Dogs.
Okay.
They asked me to pick 8 unique places throughout the state to enjoy a Wimmer's hot dog. So we just did a video from the Tri-State marker in Lyon County. It's where South Dakota, Iowa, and Minnesota meet. So that was pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Yeah, and then we work with a lot. Iowa Irish Fest is one of our partners. So there's it's every summer in Waterloo. This year it's July 31st through August 2nd. This is my 10th year working with Iowa Irish Fest. So I do their voiceovers for commercials, and we do a lot of promotional videos during that time period. So Yeah, and then we work with a lot of communities. Like communities will come. Well, have us hire us to come promote like their events or their like main streets and things like that, or like their community in general.
Sure.
So yeah, so
you would do it if we asked you to do it here in Fort Dodge?
yeah, I've worked with Fort Dodge a couple times.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah.
What for? Who was
Well,
it?
it was a long time ago. It was with Ragbri when it was coming through. We used to do a thing called Scouting Ragbri.
Okay.
Where we would go to the overnight towns before Ragbri would hit, so people get kind of like a taste of the town before the big event. And we did that for like 5 or 6 years, and then COVID hit. They canceled Ragbri that year, and then there was like a change in like people managing it. There was like a couple of changes. We just haven't really gotten back to it. I'm hoping we can get back to it next year. But so that would be a good one. But yeah. So, or I just do random stuff too.
Yeah,
Like that 99 pork tenderloin thing. I didn't have any sponsors for that.
No?
I just did it.
That's cool, man.
So,
that's awesome. Well, folks, you heard it here straight from the Iowa Gallivant, or should we say JJ, come here and talked about Iowa and the food. And thanks for coming, man. I appreciate you. And I'm sure you got a whole new agenda lined up and a whole new journey, and I'm looking forward to seeing it. So thanks again for coming on, man. I appreciate you. So
keep gallivanting, Chewy.
Yes, sir.